Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Day 3 of this tournament, SC2Casts.com's first invitational, sponsored and brought to you, of course, by SC2Casts.com, your source of info on all the most recent casts, commentators, events, and pro games. I am your host, once again, HuK SC. Please check out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/HuKSC, and please subscribe and rate if you do like my content. I would appreciate it, and any constructive criticism is always helpful. Anyways, once again, big thanks to starcraftworld.it for contacting all the players and games, and well, contacting the players and setting up the games. And so shout out to them. On to the games. We're going to go ahead and get this started. This is going to be Group B, once again, of Day 3. And we've got the Blue Protoss spawning at the 12 o'clock position. We've got the Canadian HuK, one of my favorites. Go Canadians, woot! And his opponent is going to be ClouD, the yellow Terran, and ClouD's games, I think, in Day 1 did surprise me. Very great Terran player, and can't wait to see what he does for this matchup here. So TvP on Scrap Station. Once again, Scrap Station is the first map for every day of the, I guess, round robin is what you want to call it, and then it is loser picks, of course. So neither player doing anything abnormal right now. It's just kind of standard builds so far. HuK not choosing to put the pylon down by his ramp, a very popular choice against Terran players, just for the fact that because all of Terran's units, starting units, are ranged, it tends to cause congestion at the ramp, and sometimes you can't get a good concave going, and it allows the Terran player to push up your ramp quite easily. So getting your units and your buildings, or sorry, just your buildings, close to your nexus is a very good choice for Protoss on this map and any other map with a choke point. Alright, and in ClouD's base, he's just putting up his barracks, and this is one thing the HuK does very well, is harass the SCVs. So he'll use his first probe and wait until the shields are depleted by attacking the SCVs that any SCVs that he can, and already the shields were fully recharged, and he's able to attack another SCV and bring it down to half-life, micro around, wait for the shields to regenerate, and then keep attacking another SCV. So good job by him on that. It creates a little more harassment in the early game, and it makes your opponent actually have to micromanage quite a bit more and waste some of the early game APM. It can maybe throw off a player by missing a timing, or maybe forgetting to build a supply depot or a pylon, or whatever it is. If you can afford the APM to do the harassment, it is always a good idea. And ClouD's SCV is just waiting to get a little bit more of a scout off. He hasn't seen the cybernetics core yet, he just sees the one gateway, but he is now getting to see the cyber core, and the second gas coming up. So maybe he's expecting some kind of push, or maybe some early robotics facility play, or I guess if you're up against White Raw or a lot of other Protoss, you can expect an early Stargate. But for some reason I don't see HuK do that quite often. He more favors the timing pushes with the gateways and robos, well, warp gates and robotics facility units. Really likes the Immortals, makes great use of them, so I'm guessing we'll probably see some of that in the near future here. He is researching warp gate technology, not chrono boosting it yet, just using his, actually chrono boosting a stalker out. Maybe he wants to get that stalker out to deny any early scouting if he can. Always a good option. And yeah, wow, one gate into robo, so revealing to us that he clearly wants to do some kind of timing push. Once this robotics facility is done, he'll probably start pumping out Immortals. Personally, I probably would go with a Observer first, just because it is so early. You can probably afford it if you keep chrono boosts on it, but he has not been saving up his chrono boosts from his Nexus, so he may be a little bit short on that. Although he is getting quite a bit of it now because he hasn't been chrono boosting his warp gate tech, which a lot of players do. And interesting play here by ClouD. I have seen a lot of Terran players doing this lately, where they'll take a couple of Marines and a couple of Marauders and push in, and they're also taking a factory over, and they're going to produce a Hellion once that lands. Now what this forces the Protoss to do is decide where he wants to put his units, if he wants to attack this factory and try to prevent this Hellion from coming out, or if he wants to protect his ramp from these units coming up. And he's actually going to get pincer attack here At the same time, this Hellion might come out. I don't know, he might cancel it and lift off, but it is going to come out. And nice force field, forcing these 3 units forward a little bit. The 2 Marines have died, and wow, the first Immortal is out on the field already, so those Marauders are going to have to retreat if they value their life. Immortals absolutely destroy the Marauders. And then Hellion did come out, didn't get to do any real damage, and he's going to have to retreat with that factory as it caused little to no damage. Looking at the units lost tab, we do see that I guess it was fairly effective, so ClouD is in the lead by about 100 minerals of lost units or buildings. But that is not going to stop HuK, as it looks like he is starting to push out. He's going to kill these destructible rocks and probably put up a Peroxy Pylon and then destroy these ones, and looks like he's going to do a push. ClouD kind of expects this. He is getting his command center up for a rather early expansion, and he's getting up a second barracks. Wow, yeah. 1 Ghost Academy already coming up, so now that he's seen the Immortals, he knows that he's got to get some Ghosts out for some EMP, and EMP is just so effective against the Immortals and most of the Protoss army, actually, because of the sentries. It takes off half their life, well, shields, and takes off all their energy as well, takes off all the Immortals' hardened shields, and that is absolutely key for breaking a ramp of a Terran player. And Stalkers it damages fairly well because it's half life as well. 80 shields, 80 health, that is half of their life. So a good EMP will spell doom for a push like this, but I don't think that Ghost is going to be out in time, and it looks like they had to pause it. And getting up a second Ghost Academy, I'm not sure if that was a mistake or not, but this push is happening. Nice Guardian Shield to protect some of these Zealots. Zealots already taking reduced damage from the Marauders because they are not armored units. And the Zealots getting a little overzealous and pushing in a little bit too far, while the Immortals, Sentries, and Stalkers were still tapping away at the bunker, the supply depot, and the barracks. The Zealots were able to get in and get killed. ClouD forced to take off a lot of his SCVs, but the first Ghost is out. He doesn't have enough energy for MP, so he's going to be rather useless, although he does bonus damage against light units like the Sentry and the Zealot. But, 2 more Zealots being reinforced. I was about to say that HuK does not have any more Zealots left. Zealots are imperative for breaking up this ramp, as they do take less damage from the Marauders. And nice force field being put down, but not quite a great position. If it was right in between these 2 barracks, of course that would have prevented him from retreating any more of those units out that direction. But these 3 Immortals are doing a lot of damage here, and this 1 Immortal looks like he's going to get taken out because the Marauders do have wow, brain fart. Concussive shells upgraded, and the 1 barracks did die, so he is a little bit low on production facilities, or production buildings. This would be a good time for HuK to continue pushing up, but he needs a couple Zealots here to get up and take some of this fire from the Marauders, trying to get this bunker finished in time, but it's not going to happen. It does get destroyed. A couple more Marines coming out, and it looks like he's switching straight into Marines. No more Marauder action. Probably needs to get this combat shield at this point then. The second command center is finished for him, already morphed into an orbital, so he's getting the extra